Giannis is officially a part of the Miami Heat. Now, all those rumor talks, trade rumors, Giannis is going to stay. Is Giannis staying? Is he leaving? Giannis wants to stay but win in Milwaukee. All that is done. He's officially a part of the Miami Heat, which was pretty much down to either Miami or Boston. It was simple. Boston, Jaylen Brown for Giannis. Just trade the stars, see what happens, or he goes to Miami. Miami gives up all their assets, their young players, and they get Giannis, and that's what happened. Now Giannis and Bam are together on Miami. Their starting five, looking like Norman Powell, Andrew Wiggins, Giannis, Bam. But the thing is, when I'm looking at this roster, there's no real shooters. Powell's kind of inconsistent. Wiggins doesn't really shoot a three ball. Bam doesn't. Giannis doesn't. They don't have a starter who can shoot a three. I feel like that's a problem. And my other thing is, I'm looking at the Miami roster. Sure, it's good, but is it good enough? Like, if I'm looking around the league, or not around the league, even just the East, the Knicks have a better roster. I would say the Pistons, depending on what they do in the offseason, would have a better roster. The Celtics have a better roster. They're keeping, obviously, Jaylen Brown. You could even argue Cleveland. Like, I don't think Miami is coming out of the East, I don't get Giannis. He said he wants to win now, but then he goes to Miami. Like, if you want to win now, you think you would go to Boston and be paired with Jason Tatum. Like, if you're comparing Jason Tatum and Bam, who's the better player? It's Jason Tatum. The Heat obviously are getting Giannis and Bobby Portis, and the Bucks are getting Tyler Hero, Kill Ware, the Jamie dude, KJ, first round pick, a lot of first round picks, including this year's 13th pick or something like that. Obviously the lottery is tonight, well, tomorrow, but Wizards have the first round pick. They said they're not going to trade it. That was also a rumor that, they might trade their pick away. They are going to keep it. Now, let's hope, I don't know who they're going to draft. I think AJ, you have to draft AJ, right? I think the Peterson guy, during his time in college, he was just always injured. He would take himself out of games. You question his health, and you're only 19, and you're already, taking yourself out of games. And we all know what happened with John Wall, right? Obviously, he won, and he made to the All-Star, twice as a Wizard, but then, injuries derailed his career. And, you don't want to draft someone who's already injury-prone going on a franchise who doesn't, their last first-round pick ended up, being a very injury-prone player. Now, obviously, it happened off the court, what happened with John Wall, but, crazy trade. I think in the long run, obviously, the Bucks win this trade, 100%. The Heat gave up pretty much their whole bench and Tyler Hero, and then also picks. This is, if you think of it now, this is going to sound crazy, but you can compare this, not really, though, to the Clippers when they traded their whole future for Paul George. And now you got Shea. Now, I'm obviously not saying Tyler Hero is going to be the next SGA or anything, but you gave up a lot of your, I would say, pretty good bench players, your future first-round picks. I don't know. I think the Bucks win the trade. Even right now, I don't think the Heat are a championship team. Now, obviously, if the Heat win, they're a championship team, which we will talk about that next, about championship teams. Julius Randle traded to the Brooklyn Nets, a part of a three-way trade, the Timberwolves, the Bulls, and obviously the Brooklyn Nets. Now, you talk about championships, here you go. You're probably wondering, what do I mean by that? Well, remember 2 years ago what happened? The Wolves traded Cat for Randle, and Cat ended up winning a championship. That benefited the Knicks. At the time, people were saying, it's a fair trade. I'm pretty sure I made a video. I'm a Timberwolves fan. I said the Knicks won this trade 100%. Obviously, looking at it 2 years down the line, Knicks obviously won the trade. Cat is a champion. The Knicks won a championship. And now Randle, who was a part of that trade, is not even on your team. Not only that, you trade him for a 33rd overall pick. Obviously, that last game, even that playoff run, just destroyed every credit to his name. A 33rd pick. Claxton is also going to the Bulls. obviously, the Timberwolves did just re-sign IU, 5 years, I think 112 million, if I remember that correctly. They're saying Naz Reid is going to be a power forward now for all of next season, so he's going to be a part of the starting lineup. No more coming off the bench, obviously, to replace Randall. Now, what does this mean? Do the Wolves sign John Morant, who's rumored to be a part with Ant? Who knows? Obviously, they traded Randall. They have a lot of money now. They're obviously going to sign someone. You know, obviously, Ant needs help, especially in this really stacked West, right? With OKC, with the Spurs, you know, Denver, Houston. Ant can't do it by himself, right? IU's a good, right? IU's good with him. Dante is not on the team, obviously, this year. Achilles. Rudy's old. Naz Reid is not a second option, all right? He's a third, fourth. Ant needs a second option. Randall was not the fit for him, clearly. Maybe in the first year, you know, it was looking okay. But after this year, no. Randall's stock is only going to go down. He's getting older. He's going to Brooklyn. He's done. Randall's career is over. I'm a Timberwolves fan, so I just hope whoever they put Ant with is a good option. I'm not necessarily the biggest Ja fan. You know, obviously years ago he was going to be the face of the league, and then he just ruined his own rep. Now, is he even the same player as he once was, right? Ja is not a good three-point shooter. And he said he's never been a good three-point shooter in his career. And he said, I don't want to dunk anymore, something like that. Like, you know, but that was Ja's game, was driving in, dunking, contact, all that. And he's saying he doesn't want to do that. So you're not going to do what you're good at, but you're going to shoot threes? And already does that. I don't know. I don't know if I really want Randall or Morant. But is there anyone else good available free agency-wise? I don't even know. I don't know. But yeah, those were the two trades. Randall to the Nets. Giannis to the Heat. Let me know what you guys think. Peace.